Every time I say, I miss 2020, I always forget about the incredible amount of oversensitivity to the point where, I mean, it was insane. But also, to be fair, I was also one of those people. I was so sensitive. And I think that being sensitive can be a good thing, but sometimes it really gets to a point where, who are you? Like, okay. I think we all remember Among Us being like a huge trend back in 2020, and then also all of the Among Us jokes in like early to mid 2021. That was fucking huge. I still sometimes, ironically, make Among Us jokes. I think that like flipping out whenever someone says Among Us in a sentence is kind of funny, like ironically, in an ironic way, okay? And I was basically the same back then, except to more of an extreme, to be fair. Now, I was in a friend group with a bunch of like those like bunny arson people. Like one of their names was literally bunny with an I instead of a Y. And I guess, was not on the same wavelength of sensitivity as them. I made my fair amount of Among Us jokes. It was early 2021. I was 13. Of course, I'm gonna be obnoxious with my Among Us jokes. But one day, I think, like, during the summer, one of my friends in the friend group that I talked to constantly just cut me off completely. And now they had some mental health issues, and so I thought that they were going through a rough patch. So I gave him some time, and I'm like, hey, I hope you're doing okay. But they never responded. So I wasn't blocked, oddly enough. And so months had gone by, and I was so worried about them. I'm like, are you good? Like, I'm getting kind of concerned, you haven't talked to me in a while. So one of the friends from that same friend group anonymously reached out to me around a few minutes later, and they were like, hey, can you shut up for once? Oh my god, they are not going through a rough patch. You made too many Among Us jokes, and they got annoyed. I feel like there are a lot better reasons to cut someone off, but okay. So what is the lesson of this story? There is none. I still make Among Us jokes. Okay, bye.